be talking about Holidays, which is an anthology film, and it has 8 short films all by different directors, and they're all based around a single holiday. So we have Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. Those are all the holidays covered in this, and basically the directors kind of created a story based on one of these holidays, and I'm gonna get into it. I'm not gonna review every single one because we would just be here forever. I was actually really looking forward to this because Kevin Smith is one of the directors. He directs Halloween, which is third to last film in this anthology, and he is amazing. I love his directing. I love Tusk. So his was what I was most looking forward to, but I have to tell you right off the bat, this whole thing was so disappointing. It just had so much potential, and none of them, except for the last 2 maybe, lived up to that potential. I have to say, if you're gonna watch this movie, watch until the very end, because the last 3, I'm going to include Kevin Smith's as the last 3 being the best ones out of the whole thing, and that is Halloween, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. Those are definitely the best 3, and they had the biggest actors in the last 3. So I don't know if they did that on purpose, like they knew they were saving the best for last, because they led with like the weak ones for sure, and if it was anybody else, I feel like they would turn it off and be like, this is stupid. Valentine's Day was okay, actually. It's basically about a girl who is obsessed with her gym teacher. She's in love with him. I did not like the ending. That's the thing that lacked the most in every single short, is that the endings were all horrible, and that includes Halloween one too. They were just so cheesy, really bad. They had potential in the beginning. Some of the plots were really good. Like Valentine's Day was pretty good. It had a tribute to Carrie in it, which I loved. Mother's Day was a good one as far as like potential and plot, because it was a woman who could not stop getting pregnant, and she ends up in a ritual with all these barren witches, and I thought that was kind of cool and creepy in a way, but then it ended so bad. Like, it was stupid. Father's Day was actually really beautiful at first and very like emotional, and then it just went somewhere that you did not expect, and you're like, why? They just like started off so good, and I had hope that everyone was going to be better than the last, because I'm like, okay, well, that was stupid. Easter was probably one of the worst ones. Although I can kind of get the appeal from Easter, being that the Easter Bunny is like creepy, and the guy who plays it has been in a lot of movies as well, such as I Am Legend, and so that was kind of cool, like the creep factor of it, but then it ended up being really stupid, and I just wasn't a fan. But we'll talk about my favorite 3. So Halloween, third from last, directed by Kevin Smith. It stars Harley from Epic Mealtime, and Harley Quinn, Kevin Smith's daughter, is in it. She plays kind of like the main girl. Ashley Greene is also in it. So there are some big kind of names in this short. I loved the premise and the concept. What it was lacking was Halloween. Like, the only thing that made it Halloween was that it took place on Halloween and there were some girls in costumes. That was it. Basically, Harley from Epic Mealtime, he has this like sex, I don't know, internet cam sex business, basically. And there are these girls that live there, and they're cam girls, but it's basically the ugly side of it, and they're not really wanting to be there, but they don't have an option, and they're in LA, I believe, and so he like promised them the world, like, I'll give you so many good opportunities and money if you just do these like cam shows for me. But the premise was good, and I was like, okay, cool. It ends up being a revenge film, which ended up being pretty cool, but extremely unrealistic. Like, the concept was funny, and like I get that they were kind of going for humor aspect along with shock value, but I think it flopped more for me because it was just unrealistic. Like, it doesn't make sense to me at all. I'm not gonna give any spoilers or anything, but yeah, the ending just wasn't realistic, so there's that. Christmas was directed by Scott Stewart, and it starred Seth Green and Claire Grant, which they are actually married in real life. They play a married couple in this short, and this one was definitely one of my favorites. It's really hard to pick between this one and the very last one, which is New Year's Eve. Both were amazing from start to finish. I actually think, though, that I like New Year's Eve better, but I'll get into that. So this is kind of set in the future. I'm assuming, and there's a virtual reality device that he is just desperate to get for his kid. And now the beginning isn't that realistic, to be honest, because he ends up like letting a man die and then stealing the gift for his son. And it's like, you can take the gift, put it in your bag, and then call the police or 911, and like, he doesn't have to die for you to take the gift, you know? He gets the thing, and one of the things I really liked about this is that they had like an homage to It, because Seth Green is in It. There's a text that he receives from his wife, and it says, "Did you get it?" But it is capitalized. So I thought that was really clever. I love kind of little things like that that are just like odes to, you know, horror fans out there. So the thing I didn't like too much about this is that the virtual reality device, like, you can like, how do I explain this? It'll show you things that you want or have done or something like that. So when he puts it up to his face, it shows him and the man dying, and so it's kind of like haunting him in a way, and then it has a really weird conclusion plot twist, which wasn't like, it's supposed to be a big reveal and it wasn't at all. Like, it was kind of expected and a little lame in my opinion. But New Year's Eve. This was directed by Adam Mortimer and stars Lorenza Izzo. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She is also in other movies such as Knock Knock, The Green Inferno. She's a really good actress. I really like her, even if I didn't like the movies she was in so much. It's really hard to talk about this one without giving away anything, so I really don't want to go into it because I want you guys to be surprised, but because they're so short, you're not really surprised by anything because there's no real build up to these stories. But just know the last one is the best one. If you're gonna watch any of them, watch the last 3. I think those would be the most entertaining and they were the best executed in my opinion. So that's basically all I have to say about Holidays. Definitely check it out. It is on American Netflix, and let me know your thoughts on it if you've seen it, or yeah, if that's all I don't know why I said or, that's all I have to say. Leave some movie requests down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. I'm gonna do one of these impromptu video type things. Don't know if I'm gonna use the footage. We just got out of the theater and we saw Don't Breathe. My first knee-jerk reaction is to rate it a 7 out of 10.